Hey guys, this is Eskimo Poodle, and we are back with Let's Play Infinite Undiscovery on Infinity Mode for the Xbox 360. Last time, we made it through the BR Mines and Port Zala sections of the Seraphic Gate, and now we are back in Port Zala, the real version, not the Seraphic Gate version, in order to upgrade our writing item creation. I mean, it already got upgraded from the Seraphic Gate, but this adds separate recipes than that, so we need to do that. In order to do that, you need 2 Clerk's Quills, 2 Genius Quills, 1 piece of Arm Ballista, and 2 pieces of Lunatite. Both of the Lunatites can be made by Seraphina. Actually, everything can be made by Seraphina except for the Arm Ballista. The Lunatite requires hearthstones and ceramics to make, and if you don't have those, you can probably make them. It's not that hard. You gotta find stone statue fragments or sandstones or stuff like that. You should have a bunch anyways, though. So you need 2 of those, and then the other 2 items that we need are Clerk's Quills, which require Writer's Quills and Placidus Woods. Placidus Woods are kind of a pain to get. A good place to try to get them is surprising the lumpers in the BR Mines of the Seraphic Gate, and they have a decent chance to drop them. There's probably going to be a better place later, but that's the good chance for right now. And you're definitely going to need more Clerk's Quills later. I'd probably say you're going to need a total of, I'm not sure, but I would grind for 30 just to be on the safe side, because it's probably going to use in a lot of stuff. You might even need more than that. Genius Quills, they require Pious Woods and Dragon Fangs. Dragon Fangs are a royal pain in the ass to get, and so are Pious Woods. Dragon Fangs, the best way I found to do it is go to the Pierre Marshlands and then go to the Plodhif Caverns, the place where Capel had to go by himself when he got separated from the party by that giant centipede, and try to surprise the swordtail vipers in there, and then you get a decent chance at their dragon fangs. Also, you can surprise the swordtail vipers in the Lucé Plain section of the Seraphic Gate, and they have a chance to drop it without surprising it, but they have a higher chance to drop it when you do surprise them. I preferred the Plodhif Cavern simply because if I didn't get it, I could reload at the save point and try again, and then if I did get it, I could go back, save, and then keep on trying. It's either way, those dragon fangs are going to take you a long time to get, and you're probably going to need about 55, 60, maybe even 70 total Genius Quills over the course of the game for making everyone's equipment and stuff. So you're gonna have to grind them no matter what you do if you want the compulsive achievement and some of the best equipments. Pious Wood is also a royal pain in the ass to get. A good place to try to get it is in the Port Zala section of the Seraphic Gate, and I found the best way to do it. The enemies in there that drop it are called Order Bombers. They're the archer girls, basically, and they're usually grouped with Order Officers, which are just basically melee characters. And when you surprise them, or if you don't surprise them, they have a 20% chance to drop them. But it's gonna take you a while to get them all, anyways. The best way to do it: go to the Port Zala section of the gate and go towards the end. Basically, where you find Seraphina at in the regular Port Zala, which is, let's see, where are we at? Let's see, we are currently here in the hotel. That little section right there, that's gonna have the teleporter to the Zilan coast, which has a boss in it, but we already defeated it. And that teleporter is good because when you step on it, it respawns the enemies. And right outside of the room where the teleporter is, there is a group of Order Archers, or not Order Archers, but Order Bombers and Order Officers. And right inside that next building, right there, is another group of them. The guys outside, they're not that easy to surprise. Just go ahead and attack them normally. But the guys on the inside, you can surprise them pretty easily, which I did. It's still going to take you a while to drop it, but the good thing about that is you'll get plenty of malice woods out of it, because the Order officers, they drop malice wood, and it's supposed to be the same drop rate, but I swear I got so many more malice woods. I've got a ton of malice woods right now just from those guys, but I also found a better place to, not a better place, but another good place to farm them, which I'll share with you guys later when we go back to the gate. Yeah, but see, I got 80 malice woods just from grinding those guys, trying to get those damn pious woods. So at least you'll have plenty of malice woods, and that's where you need to go to get those materials for it. So the only thing you can't make is Armalista, but you should have one of those from the one of the treasure chests in the final dungeon of the game. So we should be good to go. Oh, and the other thing, if you kept surprising the lumpers in the BR mines in the Seraphic Gate, you might have eventually got several of their items, which are rare and only they drop them, and they're needed for several things. Let's see. Okay, they dropped the Club of Clubs, the Chalice of Hearts, the Coin of Diamonds, the Sword of Spades, and the Servant of Jacks. In order to get any chance of those to appear, you had to have surprised them. It's still like a 20% chance when you surprise them, so it might take you a while to get a couple. You need, it's probably a good idea to get one or two of each. And you need those in order to make a item called the Queen of Queens, which is another material. Seraphina will make that item. It requires 1 club of clubs and 1 coin of diamonds. So she's gonna make those, and then eventually, actually I think I can do it right now, we can go find Christopher, and he can make an item called King of Kings. I'm going to show it to you right now, but I'm not going to make it. I'll show you the stats on it. It's actually a pretty decent item. It's one of the better items, actually. I'm not going to make it right now. I'm going to go ahead and do the writing item creation. I'm just going to show you the stats on it real quick. The reason why I'm not going to make it is because I don't want to run to the save point in between going back to the writing item creation. But I'm going to make it in a few minutes eventually, though. Let's see. Christopher, my good sir. Yeah, he can make a King of Kings. Requires a Queen of Queens and a Servant of Jacks. And it's a pretty good item. Magic damage plus 10%, anti-ailment, and AP consumption minus 50%. So it's pretty decent for your magic characters, and it's not too bad for like Capel for a little bit, because that means he can launch enemies with half the required attack power. It doesn't have any other stats, but it has those. So that means basically if an enemy requires like 4 little things on the AP gauge to launch, then with that equipped, it only costs 2. I'm not going to use it for Capel, but it's actually not that bad if you want to use it. It's good for getting, I guess it's good for getting like combos and for like crowd controlling enemies if you get stuck in a crowd of enemies and you want to toss them up in the air for a breather. Anyways, now that we've got our items, there you go. 2 Clerk's Quills and 1 Genius Quill. 2 pieces of Lunatite and Armalista. Wait a second. I know I have that Armalista. This better not be what I think it is. This better not be. This little bastard better not mean 2 pieces of Armalista. If he does, oh, he probably... Son of a bitch, I thought he meant 1 piece. Crap. Okay, well, so much for this then. Hang on a second, guys. Okay, guys, I got good news for you and bad news for me. The good news is that I am going to get myself a second piece of Armalista. the bad news is that I have to go through the final dungeon again and beat Leonid within 2 minutes. So it's gonna. So you guys don't have to watch that. I mean, I could just wait and go get it from some enemies in the Seraphic Gate, but since I just need the one piece, I'm just gonna go beat Leonid real quick and get the armor ballista for the situation bonus. We're gonna find some better places to get it than having to run through the final dungeon again later. But for the time being, I'm just gonna go grab that real quick, and then I'm gonna meet you guys back here, and we're gonna do this. I thought it meant one piece of armor ballista and 2 pieces of lunatite. So yeah, that's kind of irritating me right now. But I'll be back in a few minutes, and then we'll be upgrading. If you really want to wait till after we find the place in the Seraphic Gate to get armor ballista, then you can do that. But I'm just gonna go do this right now, so I'll be back in a second here, guys. Alrighty, we are back. I went ahead and beat Leonid twice, beat the game twice basically, to get 2 more pieces of armor ballista. So now I have 3, and now we're gonna try this one more time, shall we, fellas? Here we go. 2 Clerk's Quills, 1 Genius Quill, 2 pieces of lunatite, and 2 pieces of armor ballista. However the heck you pronounce that, I don't know. I don't care. 1, 2, 3. Yes, this is everything I need. My ultimate fighting brush. Slashed in half no matter how tough it is. Alrighty, our writing skills have improved. That means some good things for us. Now we can make the spell books and skill books to teach our party members their new skills and new spells. Rico writes the books that teach the battle skills, and Savio writes the books that teach the spells. There are a grand total of 13 different skill and spell books total. Some characters get 2 skills or 2 spells. Some characters don't get any. But there's a grand total of 13 of them. So you need 26. Each one requires. Oh, by the way, if you did that private event back in Colton several episodes ago, you could have got one for Eugene already, and you don't need to make that one. But anyways, here they are. Dance of the Sword, stuff like that. Each one of them requires 2 Genius Quills and 1 Memoirs of a whatever. But now you can make the Memoirs of a whatever. Each one requires 3 pieces of Sagacious paper and a Genius Quill. So I think I need to make 2 more mages and 1 more alchemist, and then the rest would be good to go. But after that, you can make your battle skills and your spells. So this is your first chance to get the achievements for learning all the battle skills and learning all of the spells. So let's see where they're at. They are, yeah, Sagacious and then Stalwart. Don't forget, Rico makes the battle skills, Savio makes the spells. If you only have, okay, so basically you're going to need 26 Genius Quills, or 24 if you did the private event for the books, and however many memoirs you need. So if you need to make any memoirs, then you're going to need an additional 1 Genius Quill and then Sagacious paper. So let's see, I need to make 12 of them plus 3 memoirs. So that's let's see, 24, 25, That's 27 Genius Quills, and there are plenty of other recipes and like items that require Genius Quills still, so you're gonna need more later. But for the time being, you can make these. What I am going to go do now is I am going to pause the video right here, and then I am going to go make all of these off screen. I think I might make the I think I might make the last ones of each one on screen just so we can see the achievement pop. And then we're going to continue on to the next section of the Kobasta Timberlands. And I'm also going to make that accessory with Christopher just to get it out of the way. Also, if you only have like 25 or 26 Genius Quills and you don't feel like grinding out the rest, or if you only have like 12 of them, I mean, the half amount, and you want to get both achievements still, then go save your game and make the various books, make the ones that Rico offers, get your achievement, reload it, and then make the ones that Savio offers. And then if you want, after that, you can reload it and get the write the ones that you want for your main party members that you use. I have enough to do them all, so I'm just going to do them all right now. But that's a good way to circumvent the system and get the skills that you want in the achievements. But you're eventually going to have to make them all on the same file without reloading eventually for the compulsive achievement. So you're going to have to make them all eventually, but if you don't have enough right now, then you can just do it that way and get the 2 achievements and then the skills that you want. But anyways, I'm going to meet you guys back here in just a minute, and I'm going to go make those books for myself. So I'll be right back, guys. I haven't finished making the books yet, but before I do, connect to Savio, because you're going to have to make the spell books with him anyways. And you'll notice you have some new books you can make for Michelle. Papyrus Magicus and Tales of Volsung. Papyrus Magicus, Algation Papers, Genius Quills, that's not too hard. Tales of Volsung, 2 Endless Tales, which you could have pretty easily, and the Michelle's Diary you found back in Colton way back when. And then once you make those 2, the Papyrus Magicus and the Tales of Volsung, you can put them both together and another 2 Genius Quills and make one of her best books, Tale of 2 Moons. MP regeneration 1%, and then 1,620 intellect. So it's a dang good book. And even the Tales of Volsung or the Papyrus Magicus are both pretty decent. So if you're using Michelle, that was a pretty good chance to go ahead and make those. And don't forget to be saving in between each of the stuff you're making, because they're high level stuff. And like when I was making the skill books with Rico, they failed like a lot. They failed like 3 times before they finally made them. So just make sure you're saving in between each one. It might be tedious, but it's better than losing a Genius Quill and having to go refarm the Dragon Fang and the Pious Wood and stuff like that. So yeah, have fun. But I'll be back in just 1 minute, guys. I'm going to finish making these books, and then we're going to continue with our stuffs. Alright, we are back. We made all our books and stuff, and I made some, and I made that weapon for Michelle. And something that I forgot to mention, when you make this book right here, Will of the Universe, which is made by Savio, you get an achievement called Kuma Sum Laude for 30 gamer score. So I forgot about that, mainly because I never bothered to get it because I didn't want to put the time into it. But yeah, you get the achievement for that. So let us learn some new skills. Let's see, Path of a Hero, Levantine Slash. You've seen it before as Sigmund's Connect skill. Think Grin Valesti, except okay, it's more expensive and it's not going to be as powerful starting out because Grin Valesti is probably at level 3 right now. I like Levantine Slash. Some people will say Grin Valesti is better, and it might be, but I'm sick of using Grin Valesti, so I'm going to use it. Levantine Slash, in my opinion, is good for hitting airborne enemies. It does a nice quick jump attack, and then it slams back down to the ground. It kind of looks like Grin Valesti when you're doing it. However, Grin Valesti has a much wider area of effect and a much higher first hit. if you notice, Grid Valesi's first hit is usually like 30,000 and up, and then with a smaller hit for like 7,000 or something. Alfheim, or not Alfheim, but Levantine Slash will usually do about 7 or 8,000 on a hit, but it hits 5 times. It's really good on bosses, because you're not always going to get the full 5 hits on a smaller enemy, but on bigger enemies like ogres and bosses, you're going to get the full 5 hits, and then it'll edge out Grid Valesi just by a little bit. Basically, it's up to personal preference, and Grid Valesi is good for crowds, so think of that. Okay, Levantine Slash, yay. Dance of the Sword, Alfheim. This is going to replace Regan Leaf. It does 3 powerful hits, and just like Regan Leaf, it takes a few seconds to activate. I think Regan Leaf has a slightly longer range by like maybe a foot or something, but it's not that big of a deal. And Alfheim here has 3 hits compared to Regan Leaf's 1, and whereas Regan Leaf will knock them to the ground, Alfheim will knock them into the air. Okay, Legend of a Shadow. I've never used it, but I'm going to be using it since Komachi's on my team. Nightshade. Live by the Sword, Tempest Clash for Edward. Again, I've never really used it, but I'm going to be using it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go test out these skills real quick, and then once we get back to the gate, I'll give you guys a rundown on how good they are. Palm of the Hand for Tuma. It should be one of his best ones, but again, like I said, I've never used it, so it should be one of his best ones, though. And then finally, Simorg Zal for Aya, which in my opinion isn't all that great. I prefer keeping Snipe Arrow and Raven Venom, and once you teach this, you will get your achievement for having all the battle skills learned. So Aya, come on, where'd it go? That's not cool, unless I missed something. I better not have missed anything. Oh, I think you might have to actually equip them. Let's try this. Grid Valesi, Alfheim. Actually, there we go. Let's see, there's your Simorg Zal. Edward, your Tempest Clash. Eugene, you don't have yours yet. Tuma, let's put on your Peerless Valor, and then Komachi, Nightshade. This is odd. It should have popped. I am not sure what happened there. But anyways, let's get our let's use our other set of things for our magic users. Volt Sweep, that's for Michelle. Tide of Water, that's for Michelle again. Flow of the Land, Eugene, wherever he's at. Power of Fog, Rucha. Pyrogeddon for also Rucha. Sagacious. And Geocrush for Rico. Okay, so it's telling me that I'm missing a battle skill. Hang on guys, let me go check that out real quick, because I'm almost 100% positive that I have all of the battle skills. So give me a second and I will check it out. Okay, as soon as I stepped out of Port Zala, the achievement popped, and the achievement is called Stalwart, I believe, for 30 gamer score. Yeah, Stalwart. So now we have those 3 just from here alone. So basically, if you're having trouble with it, just step outside into a area with battles or something, and that'll probably get it to pop. Stupid rain. I was gonna go to the Seraphic Gate and start the Kobasta Timberland section, but I remembered that the Kobasa Timberland section is going to be a royal pain in the ass. So what I'm going to do is I am going to end the video here, and then, because it's going to take a while to go through that damn Timberlands in there, simply because without a map it's going to be really confusing, even with going through it first before I go through it with you guys. So it's going to take a while to go through, so it might be a full episode. So what I'm going to go do now is I'm going to go save in the video, and then I'm going to go test out some of our new battle skills. I tested out a couple. For Michelle, Volt Sweep or Volt Scourge, whatever the heck she got. It'll be good once it levels up, because it'll have I think 4 or 5 hits. It starts out kind of weak, but it gets better. Her skill, Miasma, disable it. It's completely worthless. It has a chance to instantly kill the enemies, but it seems to be a very low chance, and it does not do any damage whatsoever. So you're better off just keeping a high drop on. So for Michelle, turn off all her non-healing skills that aren't high drop, Astro, and Volt, whatever. Just turn off the rest of her attacking skills. Komachi, her new skill, I haven't really had a chance to test it out because the enemies here are weak, but it's supposed to be a teleportation strike, so it seems like it's going to be pretty good. I'll do some more testing. And Capel, like I said, his Alfheim is the same as Sigmund's, except it's more powerful. And his Levitating Slash, it's really good on flying enemies, like I said, because Grid Velesti, it gets up there, but a lot of times it won't end up hitting the flying enemy, like those big flying Quetzalcoatl's or whatever the heck they are, those big ass birds. This one, it jumps up and slashes them, so it works out pretty well. It's not as good against smaller enemies, but it'll work out pretty well. Definitely switch out Reagan Leaf for Alfheim, but Alfheim, just like Reagan Leaf, can be interrupted, so be careful for that. It's more for slow enemies that need to take a big pounding. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.